Hey, good morning. Welcome back. 5 Minutes with Mark. Wanted to talk to you about the 5 musts, but before we do, that's the most important part of the demo, is showing everything and building value. But the most important thing is, when you get to a house, you've got to develop a nice rapport. You've got to get on a first name basis with your client, and you have to ask a lot of questions, and you have to get really to the point where you're comfortable, they're comfortable, you're kind of like friends, and you're not being rude or sarcastic in any way. Even when you're pulling the dirt, there are certain words we never use. Like, I'd never use that horrible F word in a house. I never say filth or filthy. I say this horrible condition, this large quantity of dirt. All right, so you don't want to really say anything that's going to turn the people off. Instead, again, I'm trying to help you, all right? And I want to get to know everything I can about you. So I got to ask you your name, and I got to ask you where you work and what you do, and your everything. I got to ask you about your family, and I got to really ask you about what you do in your spare time. I got to ask you why you live in this area. How'd you get to this area? So again, I'm just doing a little bit of what we call a front talk, developing some rapport. I'm going to ask if you've ever heard of James B. Kirby, the inventor of the Kirby home cleaning system. You know, we're manufactured in Cleveland, Ohio, and down in Andrews, Texas. We've got a plant down in Tennessee. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here in America. But the idea to this is 111 years ago in 1914, James B. Kirby literally started the Kirby Company. Went in business with a couple of fellows, George Scott and Carl Fetzer, and they literally decided to start mass marketing home cleaning systems in people's homes. There wasn't even electricity at that time, but everybody owns a vacuum cleaner. I don't know what type do you have here. Why don't we get that out? We'll do a little vacuuming. I got to ask you how often you vacuum, why do you vacuum, for fun, exercise, entertainment, or none of the above. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in your life, what's going on in your home. And when you spend your time vacuuming, you probably want to get results, right? Because there's plenty of other things you could be doing, as you just told me, like fishing, catching some perch or some walleye, or going down into the river for steelhead. But I think you are like everybody else. You don't know that this condition exists until I come in your home and show you with my dirt meter and my dirt pads exactly what the Kirby is capable of doing. So once I get on a first name basis, develop a nice rapport, I got to focus on the 5 musts, right? I've got to do my complete demo. I've got to literally make sure I pull a quantity of dirt pads, 100 dirt pads. The more pads you pull, the more you bury them with dirt. The more pads you pull from everywhere in their home. And I can't wait to get my zip brush on that couch. I'm going to dust these lamps, and I'm already even seeing a little dust over there on that end table. So I'm going to hit that with my dusting brush, and I'm going to just pound some dirt, and I'm going to tell you it's time to get rid of it. But I'm literally pulling a quantity of dirt pads, 100 of them. I'm going to literally then make sure I use my canister. I'm going to make sure I use my mattress cleaner. I'm going to get that putrefactic body ash out of your bed. I'm going to talk to you about dust mites and dust mite feces, which we as human beings are allergic to. I'm going to get that upright. I'm going to vacuum the heck out of this rug. I'm going to explain 9/10 of a good shampooing is accomplished in the vacuuming stage. Then I'm going to hook up my rug shampooer, and I'm going to shampoo that rug. Before I do that, though, I'm going to do a knockout complete with my baking soda, and I'm going to show you that your vacuum cleaner can't get it out. And if your vacuum cleaner can't get out the baking soda, it certainly isn't going to get out the dirt. So as I go through this, then shampoo that rug, then last and most importantly, I pitch my contest, and I tell you what I'm looking to win. I want to win this trip. I literally want to go to Reno. I want to win this trip. I want to be there for the Super Bowl. I'm working my tail off right now, because if I sell enough Kirbys, myself and my wife get on an airplane and we go to Reno and spend the weekend and watch the Super Bowl, okay? They're going to pay for the hotel. They're going to pay for the Super Bowl party. They're going to feed me. They're going to get me some alcohol, and I'll take advantage of that. But I can't win unless I do business with you. So will you please help me? It's a win-win. You get rid of the dirt, you get a new Kirby. I'm going to help you with the pricing. We will customize and tailor a package to fit your individual needs, and then I can win. And eventually, hopefully I can move up in the Kirby company, take advantage of the Kirby opportunity, and own and operate my own Kirby franchise. So thank you. We are positive. Focus on developing a good rapport and the 5 musts. Sell a bunch of Kirbys. Get yourself promoted. We'll see you at the top. We are out. We are positive.